suppose at the screen here, we have this cutout character. Well, this is a character turnaround sheet of a little boy. Before I even continue, Natisha, can you hear me? I know that Natisha was having audio problems, but can you hear me, Natisha?
He left, sir.
Oh, Natisha was having audio issues. All right. All right, we'll continue. So what you have here is a character turnaround of a boy. And one thing with character turnarounds is that when you're designing your characters for the different views, there must be consistency with certain parts of the body. For example, you look at this character here, you see that what they have across the screen, they have guidelines. And these guidelines are used to keep the proportions of the character consistent. So like if the character is to do a head turn, it's not going to be a situation where when he turns his head is higher than how it should be, or his head is low. Or if he's to do a body turn, the body doesn't look as if the character is growing or is shrinking. The guidelines help to keep, so like if you look, there's a guideline for the chin, there's a guideline for the top of the head, there's guidelines for the neck, the torso, the bottom of the feet. You can have as many guidelines as possible when you're creating your character turnaround. Now, I'm going to do some demonstrations on how the rigging process, how we go about doing the rigging process. So we can say, for example, this character is probably, it was drawn on paper by the character designer. And we need to now put this drawing into Toon Boom, and we need to, there's a process called digitizing, meaning we're going to create the clean line, the clean art, the clean line art to make the character look more crisp and to create those vector lines, because what we have right here is a rough sketch of the character for 4 different views. In the interest of time, I'm going to do 2 views, because what can happen is that you can do I can actually rig all of these four views in one go, but it would take up a lot of time to show you what, but I'm going to just use 2 views. I'm going to use the front view and I'm going to use the 3/4 front. And I'm going to show you how you go about this whole process. So let me start out by sharing another one of my screens. So now I have Toon Boom opened up on my screen, and I am going to import that image that you saw on the screen. I'm going to import it. So I'm going to import an image. You can click the little image button there. I'm going to import it as a color image. Going to be on its own layer. I'm going to browse for where the image is. Right now it's on my desktop. Is it on my desktop, or let me check pictures. So right now I have the image imported into the screen, and notice that the images, all 4 of the images are imported into the scene. I'm going to now digitize over this image. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to, right now we can see that 04 little boy turnaround is the layer on which this image is on. And I'm going to lock that layer so that I won't be able to draw on it. However, by default, we're given a drawing layer. And this is the drawing layer in which I'm going to use to trace over this image. So there's several ways in which you can go about doing this. You can actually use your drawing tablet, your pencil with your drawing tablet, and draw and trace over the rough sketch to have your clean line art. However, I'm not going to be using a drawing tablet. I'm going to be using my mouse and keyboard to actually draw this character. So that that way you can, in the case that you don't have a drawing tablet, you can actually you still trace over your rough sketches and create nice clean art. So I'm going to start off with the front view, and then I'm going to go over to the 3/4 front. So we're in the digitization process. I'm going to use my line tool, and I'm going to use this line tool to be drawing the over the lines of this character. Now you'll also notice that when I zoom in on the character, you'll notice that there are also tapered lines. For example, the edge of this line here is very thin, but as it progresses out more, it gets thick, it gets much thicker. And then you look here, it's very thin. But in some parts of your drawing, you're going to have tapered lines. So when you're drawing with your drawing tablet has pressure sensitivity, whereas if you set up the tool properties, where you have a minimum and a maximum size for your brush, when you apply maximum pressure on your drawing tablet, it will take the thickest form of the line. But when you ease up off of the pressure with your stylus, it will start to taper those lines and get them much thinner at the end. However, there's a way to do this when you're actually drawing with your mouse and keyboard, and that is using the pencil editor. Later I'll show you how to use the pencil editor, but for now, I'm going to be using the line tool to trace over this character. So I can actually, I'm going to start off with this here, and you always want to check the text, what do you call it, the line thickness. In tool properties, right, at the moment, my line thickness is around 5. So that should be fine enough for me to do a sketch of this. So I'm going to draw a line from here to here, and I'm going to use my contour editor. My contour editor is this white arrow that you're seeing here along your toolbox. You click on the contour editor, and when we click on the line, you notice that you're seeing a line structure right here. I can actually click on the line and drag it down like this. What I can actually do, I can grab the edges of it and reposition it. You see these little handles right here? They're called Busier Handles. And you can use these Busier Handles to kind of move them around to control the curvature of the line. But you have to click on the point right here. I'm just positioning this right here. All right, so we have that first line right there. I'm going to go to my line tool again, and I'm going to draw another line from here to here. And I'm going to use my contour editor, which is this white arrow. I'm going to click on the line, and I'm going to click and drag over like that. And don't be afraid to zoom in and just position it like that. I'm going to go to the line tool again. I'm going to draw a line from here to here. Use the contour editor and just draw it like that. Position it right there. So I have that line. I'm going to do this section of the hairline. I'm going to draw, take out the line tool again, draw from here to here. I'm going to kind of curve it like that. I'm going to get this section of the hairline. Line tool from here to here. Notice what I'm doing? When I'm drawing the line, I'm drawing it from one end to the other. Then I use my contour editor and I just curve the line like that. There's another line. If we look from here, going down to the edge right here, use the contour editor. Zoom in some more. If I hold down control, I can add another vertice point. And I'm actually just using the mouse and keyboard to actually do this. If you have a drawing tablet, you can actually use a drawing tablet to just digitize over this area here. All right, that seems fine. Here we have a ear, the ears part. So once again, I'm going to draw a line from here to here. Now look at how I'm going to use this line and shape out the ears. I want to add another control point. There are many techniques that you can use to digitize over your characters, but this is the one that I usually use to like just trace over my characters to get those lines. I'm holding down the Alt button. Now, you can see that it's starting to come along in terms of it lining up with the ears. However, what you'll also realize that when we start to use these lines, you'll notice that the lines are kind of separate from each other. Like if I click here and here, the vertice points are kind of different from each other. So we're going to use a feature called snap to contour. Now when you're on your contour editor tool, which is this white arrow, you go over to your tool properties. You'll see some additional tool properties, and over here you'll see this tool called Snap to Contour. Now I'm going to turn this tool on, and what that tool will do is that it will allow me to snap the contour points together so that it becomes one line. Right, so like right here now, I'm going to snap that to that, so that it looks more seamless. Let's move over here. These areas need to be snapped together. Just snap it, make sure it's snapped properly. Right here needs to be snapped. Make sure it's snapped into it as one drawing. Here needs to be snapped as well. All right, that looks good. So we're going to continue with the drawing. And sometimes what you can also do is that you can turn off what's there, all right? I'm going to focus on the rest of the hairline and go around. Is everybody following along with me? If you look at the screen, you realize when I'm moving, when I'm on my line tool, but when I'm moving the mouse, what that is showing is that the snap to contour feature is still on. And what it can make drawing a very uncomfortable. So what you can do now, you just turn off over in your, when you go into your line tool, you can turn off the snap to contour feature, because I was using that feature earlier to snap the contour points together. So I'm going to turn that off, and now you'll notice that you're not seeing those blue circles show up again. I'm just going to continue. I'm going to continue to just, hold on, let me do something. Later we'll fix this area. This one is a tricky. Notice that this line kind of curves down like this, and then it curves up like that. What I would do in this case, I would draw a straight line like this. And then I'd kind of add a contour. If you hold down control and click along the line, you can add a control point. I'm going to add a control, so I add a control point right here. And I add another control point right here, and I just move that up right there. Move that down. Move that over. That. I'm holding down Alt, by the way, to kind of, you see how easily I got that curve right there? It's just for me to kind of fix it up a bit. Can use the snap to contour right here to just snap these 2 points together. These 2 points should be snapped right there. Undo that. Maybe this can come up there. Alright. Turn off the snap to contour. Alright, so that area is fine. Okay. Use the eraser. Turn off a bit of that. Draw one right here. By the way, this character, you will be utilizing this same character turnaround to practice with the rigging. Continuing this section here. Right? So we're almost finished with the hairline. Just draw a line from here to here. Use the contour editor. Notice that sometimes you see me turn off the drawing layer to see what the sketch actually looks like. That's because I'm trying to match it up. Alright, that part. Draw the rest of here. This area here needs to be fixed. Straight it. Snap the contour. Snap it together. And it appears seamless. There. here. Mhm. I mean, different persons use different tools to kind of rig the character, but um, I prefer to use this method. Some persons use the drawing tablets. I also use the drawing tablets to kind of flesh out the character. That, yeah, put it right there. At a control point right there. So by doing this, it's something that you have to practice in terms of kind of get used to it in terms of lining up the line art. For the eyes, I'm going to use the ellipse tool. So instead of using the line tool, I'll be using the ellipse tool here. And I'm just going to draw some oval shapes like this. Move them over here. I'm just going to copy this oval shape and paste it and move it over to here. Then I'm going to copy it again, paste it, but this time I'm going to shrink it for the pupil. Move it there. Control C, Control V to paste. Move that over there. The nose is very easy to get. Just go over to my line tool. Draw a line right there. Kind of slightly curved. Draw a line right here. Have it slightly curved. And draw another line like this. Have it slightly curved. When I'm finished when I'm finished digitizing the head, I'm going to show you how to get those tapered lines. Because when we look at the character, if I was to turn off the drawing I have so far and I was to zoom in here, notice that I said earlier that the line tapers at the very end and it gets very thick here. I'm going to show you how to get those, but that's after I finish drawing, just tracing out these parts. I draw some little, circles here. Going to paint those. Don't know what color I'm going to have for its freckles. This one. Next is the mouth. I'm gonna do this now. I'm wondering if I can use a rectangle. This could make life much easier. And let me just experiment with this rectangle. And what I could do, I could kind of hold down Alt, go to the edge right here, and just kind of curve out those sides like that. I'm just trying something here. See if I can get the mouth. At a control point. At a control point right there. Add one right here. Right here. It kind of work out, yeah. Looks like him have two front teeth, two big buff front teeth. So see if we can kind of get those. Neck shouldn't be a problem. Have it slightly curved. Let's get the little line here for the ears. There. Draw that up. Snap the contour. Snap. You use a snap to contour when you want to snap the points together, so that your artwork is more seamless. It doesn't. You don't have like pieces of lines all over the place. Like here, you could snap that, snap it together. Alright, so that's finished. If I was to turn off the background, this is what we have so far with the character that's digitized. So, and if I was to add a color card, you'd start to see it coming along.